Okay.
So we will start with the introduction of our new staff. We will start with the introduction of our new staff to the district, and we will
asking for a total of $12,192,044 for the upcoming year. That's, not including the debt service that we're asking in 3 mil. So 3 mil, there's $455,664. And the last page that you see is the ad that's intended to go in the paper if approved today, in the newspaper for the
Richard, you'll stop me if you need to.
Don't think of it as a business, think of it as a structure.
Okay. Okay, then if a new structure of any kind is built with, or finished, completed before the next
tax
fiscal
roll
year, can we collect money from them, or does it have to, do we have to
So-
wait until the next cycle?
Next cycle.
The next
But
cycle.
think of the new restaurant, McAllister's going in up here.
Right, that's
All
what
right,
I'm
so you
saying.
had a couple of buildings that were on that property. They've been paying ad valorem tax.
Okay,
They demolished them, and now a building of more value is going on there. So it's gonna be assessed at a different, probably a higher rate because it's new. So that will come on, but it probably won't come on until
next year.
next year.
okay, and then the new Mexican restaurant?
Are they building a building for you?
I'm listening to it. It's almost up to Rosemary Road and Highway 61.
Oh, that's gonna be.
Double.
that's gonna be
Double Quick and a restaurant.
Restaurant.
They gonna add them to it.
They won't come on until the next,
Okay.
like a new home construction. If they hadn't set, in other words, they're still in construction, it will not go on until they close it out. The loan closes out, and it goes on tax roll. It goes on to go about homestead exemption on a house.
That's right.
Okay,
And,
so,
then that's when it comes on.
Legally, all of y'all, everybody in Bolivar County is taxed in arrears. So you're taxed for last year.
I got you.
So everything that comes up will not come up until the next year.
The next
So like you paid just now in February of '23, you paid 22 taxes. So in February of '24, you will pay for 23's taxes. So we won't see things until the year.
Okay.
Here's the number that we have to look at, the $217 million of property in the Cleveland School District. If that number starts to go down,
We lose
that's
the
what we
business.
have, that we're losing property.
Lose
And,
the business.
right, and
It's
that's
been
what,
trending up.
you wanna see it doing just what it did right here,
Go up.
go up. 1 year, well, yeah, we don't have the prior years, but it obviously increased because we have an assessed value increase of 1.2 million, 1.3 million.
It
We
went up
don't
by
wanna
6
see
million
that
last
number
year.
going down.
It went up by 6 million last year.
6 million,
And
right,
we, yeah, we did not request
right.
that increase.
And, so, our town is growing. So,
Any other questions for the business department? All right, federal programs, Mr. Calvert, you have anything?
No, ma'am, our department, we submitted our, FY '24 application, Tuesday of last week. We've been substantially approved, but they said they'll finalize it a little bit later on in the month. That means that any of those salaries and benefits can be reimbursed, starting July 1. And other than that, we're working on revisions for FY '23 to make sure we meet the 85% carryover mark. We can only carry forward 15% of last year's budget for Title I and Title V. So revisions are on the way to make sure we hit that spending mark. That's it.
Any questions for several program? Okay, district operations.
And so we are kind of closing out on ESER 2. We met with the contractors today, and we only have DM Smith that they're still working on HVAC units on, and we have pyramid roof to be replaced. And then the rest of it is just thermostats and things to be done probably between end of July to December. So we should be closed out on ESER 2 by December of this year.
Any questions for, district operations? Curriculum, any updates, Ms. Fowler?
Yes, ma'am. New teacher orientation has been scheduled for July 31st. Registration will begin at 8:30, and our sessions will take place from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. For the first part of the day, we're going to focus on informing them about the district's mission, goal, and values, as well as our instructional and rigor focus for this upcoming school year. And then in the second part of the day, we're going to focus on engaging them in professional development, and we're tailoring that because we have new teachers with 0 to 1 years of experience, but we also have individuals that's new to the district who might be veteran teachers with 15 years of experience. So we want to make sure that we're providing them professional development based on their needs. I did have the opportunity this week to meet with the majority of the building level administrators, and they identified some professional development needs that they have as well. So I'm in the process of scheduling that PD, especially PD centered around the high quality instructional material that we have adopted. And lastly, as it relates to textbooks, I have received the majority of the quotes for the textbooks that the teachers and the administrators decided to implement this year. Is input into Marathon, but we did find out that we have an additional step that needs to take place. Because the textbooks are being purchased using ESSER 3 funds, they require us to obtain a second quote, and then we have to compare those two textbooks and then justify why we're choosing one textbook over the other. So, the TIMS managers, they're in the process of obtaining those second quotes and then getting the information completed and submitted.
So we'll have to be good to go before school starts?
Yes.
Any other questions for curriculum? All right, if not, can I get a motion to accept our cabinet update?
I so move.
Can I get a second? It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by Deputy Nelly to accept the cabinet updates. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of consent agenda. Are there any items that should be pulled for discussion? If not, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Been moved by George Evans, seconded by Richard Boss to approve consent agenda. All in favor? Aye. Ayes have it, motion carried. Set time and date for the next meeting, August 14th at 6 p.m. Are you all available for that day?
Oh,
Okay.
What day of the week is that?
A Monday. I'm thinking of some Monday.
that is a Monday.
Monday.
I look like
Yeah. At 6.
At 6 or above 6?
No, August
That's it.
14th at 6.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, here it ain't, so.
You okay?
Yes.
Somebody say something?
Uh-huh.
Lucia?
I do.
All right, can I get a motion to approve, the board meeting for August 14th at 6 p.m.?
I so move. You approve.
Can I get a second?
I say.
As been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by George Evans to approve August 14th, 6 p.m. for the board meeting, and we're prepared to take our, group picture on that day.
On that day, okay.
Send out a reminder before that.
On that day.
On the day, please, if you-
Look at your picture, if you wore the same thing last time, wear something different. You gotta wear blue, Joe, that matches your eye.
You did say something about black or brown or black or blue.
All right, we're gonna take a look at our claims docket.
There's cell phone.
Short claims docket you'll have this year.
You're up, Rick.
Huh?
You're up.
Claims
Claims
docket.
docket.
It's a very short. claim docket. I'm guessing because we had to close it out before the 10th.
Yes.
So, when is our special call meeting? A lot of people could be upset not getting paid for August 14th.
26.
26 is,
I'm asking for us to, permission to pay out our contractual stuff on our weekly dockets, if that's okay. It'll be just on contracts that you've already approved.
okay, and then you'll, at that
I'll bring it.
26th meeting, you'll have our regular,
Yes,
something that comes in.
because it'll also be the budget year.
That's right. I'm good on it, it ain't much on that. If I ever bought like that, we'd have money.
26. July 26.
Y'all have any concerns about?
What was the special board meeting name?
July the 26th, that's the budget here, 6 o'clock.
And that is
Whatever time is convenient for you all.
tell everybody what that means for.
The budget
It's
hearing.
open to the public.
Yes,
It
open
is.
to the public for us to discuss our tax effort that we just finished discussing. Let them come in and voice their concerns. We're not obligated to answer any questions, but we are obligated to hear them out and hear their concerns. And so I'll present to them why the district needs this tax effort.
That's my fault, I'm trying to.
Now, I want to bring to your attention, August 9th, 7 days after the budget hearing, we are to adopt an actual budget for fiscal year 24. And that tentative date is August 9th. Does that work for you all? I know that the August 14th is a regular scheduled board meeting.
So we could do that virtual, right? Okay. Are you all okay with the August 9th being a virtual meeting?
What's August 9th?
That's the approval, adoption of the final budget.
Final budget, that's fine.
That's a Wednesday.
Just have to remind us. The 26th is,
The budget hearing is the 26th at 6 p.m. And then the adoption is August 9th and it will be virtual.
My ad said 5 p.m., so I'll change it to 6.
no, leave it at 5.
Well, we can move, we can
You
say
said
what time
you asked
I think my ad, let me go back to my ad,
You run your ad the way it
at
is.
5.
Okay, we can handle that. We'll move it to 5.
Okay.
On
So
August
the
9th.
26th.
No, July
No, it's
26th.
26.
July 26th.
It's at 5, it's at 5.
You call remind.
Okay.
Deal with.
Twenty-sixth is at 5 p.m. August the 9th is at what time? August the 9th is at what time?
Final, whatever board's consensus.
It can be done.
AM.
It's a
The
virtual.
August 9th meeting will have to be virtual, but, you don't have to do that. You can do that.
We're gonna do that
Virtual, we
with
can do it
virtual.
like at 1 o'clock,
I think they said 10.
or 10 o'clock.
10 of August the 9th.
One better for you.
We can-
One minute for you.
I'm in Lake Charles that day. Oh, y'all just have to catch up.
We can do one. Let's go ahead and plan for 1 o'clock.
Let's say
virtual.
1 o'clock.
On the 9th.
August the 9th.
So we have July 26th, the budget hearing at 5, and then the approval August 9th, virtual at 1. Okay. If there,
I make the motion to approve the claim docket as presented.
add to that motion those dates too, Richard, please.
Oh, okay. Should have helped me with this. To have a July the 26th is the
Budget hearing.
budget hearing at 5 p.m. And August 9th is a virtual meeting to adopt the final budget. At 1 p.m.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Bott, seconded by Lucille Holmes to approve the docket and the meeting dates. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of permanent transfer, Ms. Cooley, that's you.
I'm presenting permanent transfers to the athletic activity funds for operating expenses and their travel expenses for the entire fiscal year.
All right, is that how we've been doing that? And then as they drew down, of course, we revisited,
And use it.
but right, they're gonna use it, I mean, we're not putting, but, in other words, I don't, what used to happen, in other words, you put that travel money in there, and then they need a football helmet, or they need a basketball helmet, or whatever, and you say, well, we gave you this amount of money to come out of your budget. Well, you really only gave them the travel money. You didn't,
They
so.
got operating expenses, do you see that amount there?
I see that,
Okay.
but what I'm saying is, there's always things that come up.
Yes.
We also hope that all of our athletic teams and competitors make it to the state tournament, and make it to the finals, and win the finals. You know, so things come up, and Reggie knows how it used to be. But we gave him $100,000, where'd that go? Well, that's for, you gotta have money to travel your basketball team, and your baseball team, your softball team, your track, and all that, so. As those issues come up, the board needs to be made aware of them so that we can make adjustments.
Okay, so anytime that it exceeds this amount, I'll let the board know that, hey, I need to do another permanent transfer.
But did you explain that that amount does not include meals? That's
Right,
coming out of
that's-
district.
That's gonna be in the district budget, so,
Well, we'll fight
and this
that.
amount also does not include the coaches, so.
Right,
all
right,
that comes
that
out of
shouldn't be,
district.
that
That's right,
should
so
not,
this is just
that
strictly,
should not get charged their budget,
Okay.
so, I don't want to think it should.
no.
I mean, all you do is move it. You're just
District,
making it look like you gave them more, and you really didn't give them any more.
Right, district, they have to bail them out, so.
Right.
All right. Any other questions, regarding the, transfers? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by George Evans, seconded by Richard Bobs to approve the permanent transfers. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the cyber insurance. Do you have any discussion on that, Ms. Smith?
I don't.
Okay. Did you all review it? Do you have any questions?
Arnold, you looked at it?
I have,
It's good?
I think it's necessary,
Yes,
incredibly necessary.
yes.
If there are no questions, can I get a motion to approve?
I move. I so move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Lucille Holmes, seconded by George Evans to approve the cyber insurance. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval for open purchase orders for 23-24. Are there any questions regarding those, that request? They are listed, and this is for child nutrition.
And this is,
The open PO will be for up until that amount.
Yes.
Anything
I
over
want to make sure.
And this is for the entire year. In the past, they brought before you monthly purchase orders. This year, we're asking you to do it on an annual basis, so they can keep that purchase order open all year, and then we could,
And if it exceeds that, they have to come back to us.
That's right.
I want to make sure.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I second
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by Lucille Holmes to approve the, request for open purchase orders. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion carried. Approval for Pearman to hire Mr. Humphrey as behavior interventionist for August through May. Are there any questions regarding that request?
So this comes in per school, right? And we try to use Mr. Humphrey for all of our schools.
I don't think
He's
he's
just
not
been-
This past year, he worked for Pearman and did, I think, 1 day a week at Native.
Okay.
Time,
Sir,
time.
Yes.
Funds.
Yes.
Are there any other questions?
No.
If not, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll second.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve the request from Mr. Humphrey. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the West Bolivar MOU. Are there any questions regarding that MOU?
All, if you looked at it,
Even if they back out, they gotta pay, I read that part.
Yeah. If there are no questions, can I get a motion to approve?
because you're right, Lucille,
I read that.
you're right. Is it binding?
Oh, I so moved that we accept the MOU.
I second it.
It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by Richard Boggs to approve the MOU with West Bolivar. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of MOUs and contracts with special services. There are several listed. 13.1 through 13.10. Have you all reviewed those contracts? Are there any questions? And these are annual contracts that they request.
Historically, y'all, these are the same ones that Ms. Marqueta has been using.
You do it every year. Right.
So it's more or less of a renewal.
Right.
For the same people.
I'm good with it.
If there aren't any questions, can I get a motion to approve?
Go ahead, Lucille.
I so moved that we approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by Debbie Farinelli to approve the MOUs and contracts with special services. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of MOUs for CCDTC. Items are 14.1 through 14.3. Am I understanding these are also renewals, Ms. Jackson? Yes.
Bolivar provides us with physical therapy services, right? And we have somebody else for speech therapy. Did I read that somewhere?
Not
provide it all.
Not for this, this is for our students to go and do
Oh, that's
their
right. I'm wrong.
internship. Yes,
You're
ma'am.
wrong, somebody. That's
Yes,
Marquita.
Yes, ma'am.
That's Marquita, my bad.
Do you not have any questions regarding the MOUs for CCDTC? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
I second.
It has been moved by Debbie Farinelli, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve the MOUs for CCDTC. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of fall 2023 CCC MOU with Cleveland Central High School. Have you all reviewed that MOU?
Yes.
Are there any questions?
No.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
It has been moved by Richard Boggs, seconded by George Evans to approve the, fall MOU with Kahoma Community College. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval to advertise for lawn and landscaping services. Have you all reviewed that information?
I thought we did a 2-year contract.
It was one.
So I think we wanted to see how it.
Okay.
Are we pleased with it?
I would be for the,
Mr. Harrison,
Yes, ma'am.
the question was, are we pleased with who we have now?
I haven't had a problem.
No complaint.
That's y'all.
I mean, everything's looking good.
It looks much better.
Very good. That's the reason I would be inclined to give him a 2-year contract so that
Jackson,
they can do some spraying.
are you pleased?
Over.
Come on with it, now tell the
He
truth.
knows he's gonna have it.
I'll forever hold your
Spray.
peace.
Hold on, it's a discussion down here regarding the contract.
I'd like the board to consider doing it on a 2-year contract, just for the simple fact that he can do some spray, knowing that he's gonna have it the next year. he would do some spraying and stuff like that when the kids aren't there to make it look even better. I think on this one-year contract, whoever gets it doesn't feel like, you know, put the money into it like that if we're not gonna have the contract.
Is it just flower beds?
No,
Or is
it's-
it cameras?
It's
Like,
cameras.
it's mowing
like during the winter time, are you gonna put pre-emergent down?
They probably
Have
would,
it.
if they need to have it the next year.
That's what I'm getting at.
And that's the reason I'd like for us to consider in the bid process, let's do a 2-year contract if we can. I don't think that would be a problem.
No, that's just what I was asking Ms. Bell, is what's the next election? And I think it's 1 November, just one of y'all.
Yeah, we would make it
So
to the
you,
contract.
the only concern I ever have about y'all's contract is multi-year finding a different board, but you're fine with this one.
Yeah, so you know, if we could do that, Mr. Aaron, do a 2-year contract. If the board's kind of-
It's not.
That's a big flag.
This request is to advertise, it's not to approve yet, so this is just advertising.
Okay.
So do we need
Okay.
to include spraying in that also in
We
advertising?
haven't had spray in there in the past. It's always been just lawn services, cutting the grass in certain schools. But a lawn care guy, person, if they come in and they know they're gonna have, think about that big area behind the end. Okay? If it gets too hot, I got to get a bush hog in there and cut it. So he's better off to go in there, or they're better off to go in there and cut it one time, spray it, than they have to cut it maybe one more time the rest of the year. So
We just add that to the contract.
I would just say, let's keep the contract for what they're doing the same. And then if it's any,
You wanna add an alternate?
huh?
You wanna add an alternate? Bid your contract the way it is, just pure cutting, with an alternate bid to throw in additional spraying.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So a 2-part bid that says contract for cut, contract for cut with spray.
Some of these guys aren't licensed
They're not
to spray.
licensed, right.
So I would just leave it there
Just leave it.
and leave that out of it, and then the
If he
bid
wa- If he
service.
wants to,
We
you
want
Just add that scope of service.
I would add
can add the spray, just leave it like it is, a 2-year contract.
Just do a 2-year contract, and they'll get somebody to do it.
Who will get somebody to come in that we hire?
Yeah, you know, whoever gets the contract. Because they're gonna want it to look good, because they're not gonna keep the contract.
Oh,
Charles,
we can get a spray and spray it ourselves. We're talking about pre-emergent. Coach Woodard just sprayed behind
Those
the
guys that have-
vocational center,
that
that
have
area
to
back
cut.
there, so
but,
he has access.
we
to
don't
the
have
sprayer.
any, beds, you know, like flower beds and stuff like that in that contract.
No.
I would just leave it as grass cutting services, and then add, if we need them to trim, some shrubbery or clean out some
Yeah,
beds.
that's
Lawn and landscaping services.
It says lawn.
But it's not in every school, is it?
Yes.
No, they do.
No, they don't do it.
Okay, so this is what we have, locations to be served, Cleveland High School, Cleveland Central High, Cleveland Central Middle, Parks, DM, Cypress, and Central Office. Scope of work for services, lawn mowing, weed eating, edging, blowing, and maintaining hedges and shrubs.
And so they do maintain the hedges.
At the schools, they cut grass.
Yeah.
They don't cut grass in every school.
And the only thing we would change on here, instead of saying for 12 months of service, we would have some
24 months.
Right.
Let me, Ms. Clerk, Ms. Clerk, are you saying, yes, you are, come on, look up. You're saying that
I don't
the
have
hedges
to.
are not being, you at central office, and that's one of them.
Central office is.
Are the shrub, I mean, is the shrubbery not being maintained?
It is at central office.
Just at central office, I'm through with that.
Now, and when we're remembering board, we're just approving to advertise.
Okay.
We're not approving the person.
Got you
This is
covered.
just a request to approve to advertise.
Okay, well, that's what we advertise. I don't advertise.
Go ahead. Okay.
Tiffany, you know, we had some discussion about, Bell, last year, has that improved?
Oh, yes, ma'am. The district does ours.
Okay, so that's going just fine, Mr. Henry.
Take care of it.
Okay,
I put in a request for it to be mowed.
okay,
And we have some things that need to be done, but I put in a request for it to be done.
okay. Renee, what about out at Hayes Cooper?
That's good. Right now, it's kind of high just because I think there's been a lot of rain,
Yeah.
you know, so that's
But
understandable.
normally it,
Mhm.
In that one area at, the middle school that stays underwater, I think they've had trouble getting to that. I think that actually been feed eaters because.
What about Mark?
Oh, but let's just
Can I get a motion to approve to advertise?
advertise for
So
two-year
moved.
contract.
I second.
It has been, and for 24 months.
Correct, I make that motion.
Okay, it has been moved by Richard Bond, seconded by George Evans to approve to advertise for lawn and landscaping services for 24 months. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the bid for the walk-in cooler and freezer. We tabled this at the last meeting because we had not, been approved for the grant, and we had, go ahead.
We did table that. We opened the bid, but then we tabled approving it until we heard back from the grant that I applied for Naylor and Diem. We did receive the grant award this week. So we're asking for you all to approve that bid. Now, the total grant award was $39,330.28 for those two schools combined. Which will leave the district paying $45,106.72 on our end in order to get that walk-in cooler freezer combo for DM and then the walk-in freezer for Naylor.
All right.
That's a deal, y'all.
Are there any questions regarding?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
Click on the blue. Don't push them back.
All right. Are there any questions regarding, the bid for the walk-in cooler and the grant?
Everybody good with it?
Can I get a motion to approve?
so moved. I'll second.
It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by Debbie Farinelli to approve of the bid for the walk-in cooler and freezer. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approve of Snyder Electric agreement. Did you all review that contract? Are there any questions regarding the contract? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve the Snyder Electric agreement. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approve to dispose of administrative files beyond 5 years.
Hold on, Madam President.
Yeah.
We don't get to go back to Kate?
Yes.
I was supposed to fit in the motion. Y'all want to go to cooking school, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
that's right, we missed out on that.
You guys get back to Virgin, I can set it up.
I don't know if we don't have home ec anymore, but you can bring your crew up here and go around your cafeteria and fix this.
I could learn from your cafeteria, I think.
We don't have a brand new walk-in.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
I have a question.
Okay.
I don't know where you were.
Are you all approving
I'm sorry.
the contract, or are you all approving mission to
To go
come in and assess
This-
what needs to be done? Am I
This
saying
is-
that right?
Right.
Charles, am I saying that right?
What are these
Because it
numbers?
sounded like approving the contract.
It's the agreement for them to actually go in and do the assessment.
Okay.
And this, the prices that we have here is what you're going to charge us to assess each facility.
No, square footage of each facility. The square footage.
Oh, my
Here's they want to sign to you
God.
now.
I mean, when you get to be a certain age, you have the right dog.
All right, number 19, approval to dispose of administrative files beyond 5 years. They attached the, well, the policies or guidelines for that. Have you all had an opportunity to review, are there any questions?
I mean, Charles, y'all know what the laws are and rules, if we're good with that, then I say let's approve it.
All right, can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Box, second by Lucia Holmes, to approve, to dispose of administrative files beyond 5 years. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approved to conduct roofing project bid. Are there any
I mean, that's
questions?
good,
That's
regarding-
just the one question that goes
To see bids.
This is tornado damage.
Yes.
Yeah, this
They
is
don't have
an
any-
emergency drill.
This is what you call it, I move with approve.
Second.
It has been moved by George Evans, seconded by Richard Fox, to approve, to conduct roofing project bids. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of curriculum consulting services for school year 2023-2024. Any questions regarding that document?
I just,
We gonna spend one thing,
well,
3, 4, 5, 6, we gonna spend $1.5 million on
No, sir. It was just those top two that I'm
maybe
requesting the board to
education kids
approve.
first, we're gonna,
Just-
same as we did last year.
Yes, sir, same as they did last year, except we'll have, the numbers won't be like they were previously.
Well, here's my problem as a board member is, we're asked to approve this prior to getting our testing data. So, and Lucille, help me, what's the definition
We
of
need to-
insanity?
We're just trying to see if we getting our money, getting our money.
Our return on investment.
You understand what
We,
we're saying?
we don't know that until we
I feel
test
like we
them.
get the test scores.
And
I
so-
heard Tesco was out. Did y'all tell them?
They're still in Barker.
Well, I've heard that they know.
So let's, can I get a motion to table that?
No, I mean, we can go ahead and do it, I mean, we don't, school start. Oh,
Are we gonna have test scores by next month? Table it, we'll do it next month.
if we approve this today,
Yeah.
if we get test scores, and you're like, man, we messed up. Can we shift gears
And change.
and change? That's my question to the table.
In all of the contracts, it's a cancellation clause, you just have to make them aware of, 30 days prior to canceling the contract. And so there's some that's in all of the contracts, so.
Well, let me say this, the money we spent with one of these agencies last year, we all be agents.
But that comes from not providing, because they can provide the services, and if our people are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Well, that's always been an argument too.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah,
It's like, the principal didn't,
right.
we recommended this and the staff didn't take this
Right.
recommendation.
That's what we're gonna do.
So, I think we can go ahead and approve it and then we'll,
Can't use the word pending, am I right? Because it doesn't exist. When it comes to.
It's either one or the other.
Right.
I think
You're either gonna approve it or you're gonna table it, it's one or the other. The Debbie's last question.
Okay. Did you have a chance to look at test scores? I know you're only in a week, but did you have a chance to look at test scores? Okay. Between you and Nathan and Charles, I think y'all are the ones that are most in the know about whether or not these companies provide services enough to be worth employing them again.
I've actually, worked with Kids First and both Bailey. I am definitely an advocate for Kids First. And the consultants that I personally work with and work in our district, because a lot of them, they have not only numerous years of experience, but a lot of them have recently transitioned out of the classroom. So they know the standards, they know the best practices, and they're the type of individuals who actually come in the classroom and not only work with the teachers, they work with the students as well. And as I met with the building level administrators this week, a lot of them gave me positive feedback on the Bailey coaches who actually supported them in the building.
Well, and I know them too, you know, from previous years, but I think what we want to know is, did their services do what they told us it would do?
Were they effective?
Were they effective? Because I can go in as a consultant to any school district and I can spend time with teachers, but if there's no connectivity there, then it's not gonna,
So I would like, because I'm just transitioning into this position, so I don't know exactly which school had those particular consultants. So if we have any building level administrators here who work with kids first,
Can
or
we table
Bailey.
this for next month?
Yeah, let's.
So,
Yes.
I'll tell you behind it.
Back burner as far as scheduling.
Yeah, that's the,
Let me make a suggestion, please. Let me make
I'll
a
tell you
suggestion,
what.
please.
Maybe
I don't see how we can do this and do it the right way with the superintendent not being present. I'm asking that you delay this conversation until the superintendent is present, because her input is what's gonna come to y'all. It's not gonna be what they say.
right.
You know, it is very, the conversation is very much needed. If we paid all that money, well, y'all know how I feel about it.
In addition, on the table, you still got two other chances to hit this before when she comes back.
Correct.
Is
July 26th.
July 26th and August 9th.
Right.
I realize that school's already, gonna have to do some PD before then, but if you do it now, and then you go, the grades suck, you're gonna be mad.
Yeah, that's,
So,
July
give
29th.
her a chance to come back.
August first.
August first.
I would use consultants, I think they still maybe mapping some of that out as far as, are we using consultants? Some of it may be consultants, some of it will be in-house admin and teachers. So that's the reason I was trying to get it, but I think we'll be fine for the late July meeting.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Let me get a motion to table until
Table to July
29th.
26.
Can I get a second? Second. It has been moved by Richard Bond, seconded by George Evans to table the, curriculum consulting services until the July 26th meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. We're tabling until the July 26th meeting. Richard
George Evans, second.
and George Evans. Approval of the, district testing calendar. Are there any questions regarding the calendar?
It is what it is.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So I make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second? It has been moved by Richard Bond, seconded by George Evans to approve the district testing calendar. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the federal programs FY '24 budget. Are there any questions regarding the budget? If there are no questions, can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I second.
It has been moved by Richard Bond, seconded by George Evans to approve the federal programs budget. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of the 2023 school improvement 1003 budget. Are there any questions regarding?
This is only for Naylor, right?
Yes, sir.
It's on the school improvement. Are there any questions regarding that budget?
Make the motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
It has been moved by Richard Bob, seconded by Debbie Fairnelly, to approve the school improvement budget. All in favor? Ayes have it, motion carried. We're going to look at items 26, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. All of those items are policies to be discussed and tabled. Those are staff retention, federal programs manuals, board policies for July, coach's handbook, student athletic handbook, alternative education program plan and procedures, and CSD instructional management plan. May I get a motion to take?
I just wanted to ask one question on the retention plan. That was on one I pretty, but, so we didn't have where they could earn the extra day for prior. Now we're adding this. We're adding this retention plan. We're adding a sign-on bonus for math and SPED teachers. And that's a one-time payment?
Yes.
No.
Two per year. One is 1,500 per semester.
Okay, $3,000, but it doesn't continue
No.
the next year,
It's
it's
just
a one-time payment, okay. Oh. So, but these days off, help me understand that. Because the state sets your leave time, correct?
That's at the minimum.
The minimum.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're giving additional days for attendance.
So, yes.
So let's just say I get 5 days, whatever. And we're gonna give them for every month work.
Every month's worth of perfect attendance, a teacher can earn, or an employee can earn 1 sick day to their leave balance, and it'll be given to them at the end of each month.
One sick day.
Per 1 month of perfect attendance.
All right, so if I was there every day in August, then at the end of August, I've earned 1 day of sick time, not vacation time, not personal leave. So it's sick time, and sick time is going to be monitored by a doctor, note, hospitalization, something like that. So who is going to determine if it's a valid reason?
Who determines a valid reason to use for sick?
Right, in other words, yes, okay, I know we're gonna track the data of how many days they earn in the calendar year. But is the principal gonna decide, all right, then I get sick, I have to take the note to the principal, will they approve it, or does it have to go to the business department to be approved? Because the only thing I'm worried about is, you know, you got different schools and different personalities.
And I think we did discuss it when we talked about when they earn the day, because we know the max personal you can get is 5 a year. You already start off with 3. I think what we said, the first 2 months of personal attendance, it could be, they can earn those 2 personal days, which they can use anyway. Then anytime after those 2, it will go towards sick day. And of course, with sick leave, they have to bring back those doctor's excuses, and it will go to the principal.
So now then, the way it works now, Charles, is, all right, so the way it works now is, they bring their out, the staff's out. They bring a doctor's excuse or whatever the occupation, and it goes to the principal at the location. And then the principal has to notify the business department or payroll that they used a sick day.
But they put it in, they put it in the system, they put it in their system.
At their self. So it doesn't have to go and be put in a file to document that they used a day.
So our policy tells us that we don't require doctor's excuse until 3 or 7
All right,
days.
so at the end of 3 days, they use 1 day, 2 days, third day, and then the fourth day, they have to bring it. So if they just are out for 1 day, they just go tell the principal, I had to sit
But
there.
something doesn't sound right, y'all. We're trying to convince you to get perfect attendance if you possibly can. And should you do so on a monthly basis, we're gonna give you a sick day. That's telling me I need to get sick in order to get extra sick days. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. I could be wrong.
Leave, period. Leave can be rolled over into PERS and credited to you.
Okay,
every
okay,
time.
leave, okay, I was listening to sick day.
I mean, if you're looking
So
at
that's
just
the-
one set of leave bank,
I
just
get it. You
sick.
said
That's the
I get it.
incentive,
Mm-hmm.
is that an employee is earning 9 days of peers, more peers time, but you can only go up to so many days, is that right?
Yes.
Maximum days, 100, I can't remember what it is. That's when you
Depending
get
on your
about
service, your years of service.
years of service.
That's
number-
right, so 30 days per year for 3 years of service, 31 and a half for 8 years, so it depends on years of service when you
So
fall.
that's when you hear people giving their sick time from other,
Donated leave. if they
because
fall.
they're at their maximum, they can't get any more for peers.
No, you can accrue up to.
You keep going, do you get 200 days?
Yeah.
You get 300 days?
Yeah. And I want to say, one is probably equivalent to a full.
Y'all get ready when somebody's going for
So,
days.
these 9 days get counted toward their peers.
If they don't.
If they don't use them.
They don't use them. So that's the incentive, Rich, is we're giving you days,
I get it now.
you actually could retire and then draw your days and then retire.
That's right.
So I worked the whole month of September. I wanna take the 1st of October off to go to the doctor. That don't count against me?
Yes, ma'am.
For perfect attendance for October.
Counts for October.
It counts against October.
won't
No,
get-
I'll be
you won't
changing.
get
Well,
You won't get it.
we are also, up, we can schedule things on some of our off days, so the incentive, the district is just trying to create a way for us to decrease what we're paying out for substitutes, increase our teacher attendance, which would then the students would see the return in the classroom.
Okay, we're gonna table it, so I guess we can come back with a question. We'll come back and do this.
Okay.
Take your time, so that's it, right?
Good thing.
I think so too.
You changed everything.
I'm gonna pull this out.
I'll take it.
I'm sorry, got the audio.
All right.
So I make-
Maybe we give the kids.
I make a motion to table.
25 through 31.
I make the motion to table agenda items 25 through 31.
Some of them, second.
Yes, been moved by Richard Bott, seconded by George Evans to table items 25 through 31. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Remove from table items 32 and 33. Can I get a motion to remove?
I make the motion to approve.
Second. It has been moved by Richard Bott, seconded by Lucia Holmes to remove from table and approve items 32 and 33. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of personnel agenda. Items 34.3 and 4 are not showing on our online.
Which ones?
Which for salary scale, law,
Okay.
Sour scale is citizen license.
I'm good with personnel,
I want to take 34.2 to executive session.
that's what I was gonna make a motion for if we could.
Okay,
Is anybody else got a question on personnel?
okay. 33 is salary scale. And expert license, 3.4.
Hold on.
Can I get a motion to move item number, 34.2 to executive session?
I so moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Lucia Holmes, seconded by Richard Box to move item 34.2 to executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Approval of items 34.1, 34.3, and 34.4. Are there any questions? If not, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Richard Box, seconded by Lucia Holmes to approve items 34.1, 34.3, and 34.4. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Can I get a motion to consider executive session?
So moved.
That will be, it's all moved by, Lucia Holmes, seconded by George Evans to move into executive session for the, purpose of item 34.2, employee recommendations. All in favor? Are there any legal things? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. 5-minute recess.
Smart.
Just finish.